All right, we're live. We got a big arena coming up that's going to start momentarily. It is a prize arena by Team USA Chess Boxing. And you guys can join right now and play against me. And win prizes like free premium membership. As we get this stream set up. Okay. It is starting in a moment. Where is my live thing here? It's gonna start in 60 seconds. Send. Okay.
We go above and beyond to make renting easier on every single.
All right, we're gonna start in 20-something seconds. What's up, Kai, Prince, Desert Lightning? Let's put that into focus mode. That setup looks good. All right, this is my teammate on Team USA Chess Boxing, my man Zach. Oh, where are the Gambit glasses, though? Where are the Gambit glasses? Oh, he played C3, declined taking this. Wonder if they've got prep. Okay. CD4 lead, yeah, this leads to a worse endgame for white. Slightly worse endgame. Played this exact position a number of times. As you can see, they got doubled pawns and a little bit of an overextended guy there. Let's play like bishop f5. Knight e7 is critical, so that bishop f4 actually had knight d5 as an effective parry, hitting the bishop and the pawn. Now bishop f4, hitting c7. And I don't have knight d5, so the way they've played this makes a lot of sense. Something that's interesting to me is this idea knight a6 to defend it. And now with take, what I'm going to do is throw in that little long castle. So the king will defend the pawn. King has to move, and then I'm just going to recapture there. Bring my rooks here and here. You're following my line. Can I review one of your games? Well, I gotta win this arena first, but that's something I do for subs in general. So bishop takes a6, good idea. Now forces pawn takes a6, but without queens, it's not too consequential. It is not too consequential to have king safety with queens off the board is not nearly as important as king safety with queens on the board. Okay, so now we take this back. My opponent's played this pretty logically. Yes, this is a little bit of a fracture of the pawn structure, but the bishop pair was kind of the one advantage they had. So now this begs the question, right? If I play rook e8, then rook takes d8. Okay, we got a few options here. I could trade. Check. I think this matters to play this part pretty accurately, or else this can just fizzle to equality, which we don't want. Alright, let me start with this move, knight g6. Because my feeling is that's going to happen regardless. And the thing is, now this can come with check. So if you just respawn bishop g3, like, instinctively, then rook e8 comes with check, and then that becomes actually losing, even. King f1, check, king g1. So they come to e3, which is a win for me. So it seals this diagonal, but now leaves all these ideas targeting f3. And king e2 stepping up, we need to make that hard. So I think e5 is the square for that reason, although h4 looked appealing. But king e2, I need a follow-up there. So this is going to be my square of choice. If only because king e2, I have bishop d3 check, very strong move. And so king e2 can't be played. The king would have to step here, and then knight takes f3. So now the question becomes, how do you defend this pawns, right? So my pawns have kind of like the same issue, but can't really be attacked. But this is a problem. So let's say f4. Then my knight has a couple of options, right? Such as knight f3, king e2, bishop g4. So this becomes very difficult. You can see like all the pawns start coming to dark squares for a dark square bishop. So you leave all these squares, right, for my pieces to just absolutely have a field day in. f4 check is also brutal. Or maybe not. King e2, bishop g4, f3 is okay. But also nothing. Yeah, I mean knight d3, knight f3, I think are both good moves. Even trade and coming in for check is a good move. We have a lot of options. Knight d3, I mean that's just a free pawn, for instance. So, like, knight d3, king e2, rook e8. Extremely strong continuation. Can we win the game immediately? I mean, I think that's going to be best. Because knight f3, king e2, bishop g4. I mean, that's also really good. That's also... Because, I mean, I can even force that position if that's just that strong. I mean, they can trade, and then almost begs the question of what do I do next? But, I mean, that's really good. A lot of things are good. Okay, let's go knight d3, though. Honestly, if I'm white, I'm not above taking this knight. It's actually just such a monster. King f1, check. King e2, honestly, like what I just want to do, like, if in any doubt whatsoever, a great rule in chess is just bring in all the pieces. So, I wasn't really feeling trades here. So just bring in all the pieces. What's up, Lutora? What kind of accuracy do I have to have in order to be an FM? I'm at 80.7. Depends. I'm not sure there's a total perfect correlation between accuracy and strength, even. It might be kind of a hot take. I'm totally happy to win a game 99-98 accuracy. I'm also happy to win a game 75 to 70 accuracy, you know? Some positions lend themselves to being able to play without causing... So king f1 chosen. Hang on, let me get back to that thought. So knight takes b2, okay, obviously, very good move. But, you know, that might not mean it's the best. So, for example, check. King e2, and... Well, then that's not nearly as good, right? My knight's hanging in that position. So, I mean, nothing wrong with rook e8. Nothing wrong with rook e8. Nothing wrong with knight takes b2. Check here. Check f3. Leads nowhere. Bishop g4 is playable, but also skeptical about the point. Alright, nothing wrong with rook e8. Nothing wrong with rook e8. I think their problem is that if b3, then check. So b3, let's say, just to save this pawn, for instance. I think king g2 might be a good move, though. King g2, and then maybe rook e8 wasn't that smart. Maybe I should just take this pawn. But okay, I'm happy to, like, continue to torture them and not just cash in here. Like, for example, rook e6, rook g6, and, like, you know, the king needs... Like, their structure is so bad that the king needs to be careful not to get mated. Kind of a crazy situation. If nothing, then check king g1, which would just be terrible. This rook would never move for the rest of the game. and then you know, there's a million checkmate ideas like here or here. So king g2 makes a lot of sense, and yeah, I like this idea of just making things difficult. This is exactly goes back to my point one moment ago about accuracy. Part of being strong is not just playing the best moves yourselves, but causing mistakes for your opponent, right? And so what I'm doing by like not just trading, like being up a pawn in an endgame where we could just trade off all the rooks and make it easy on them, right? Like here they have to defend a really difficult position, and there probably was some defense, but from a practical point of view, this now is extremely difficult. King f3, you lose an exchange at minimum, if not checkmate. King f1 wasn't any better, I don't think. Okay, here, let's go check. Yeah, I mean, okay, I'll take the rook. I'll take the rook if I can't take the king. Did we just get him? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. GG. GG right there. And there wasn't really a better move, because here I actually take the rook whole, because that's with check. I guess king f1, but it was like my opponent did not play so badly here. Their position just sucked. Here, I guess my idea maybe bishop g4, bishop f3 is interesting. Okay, I mean a lot of things, but like, yeah, I mean, like, look at my pieces in comparison. Okay, GG. Let's keep it going. Oh, next arena game is an immediate click. Okay, well, we got to keep it going to win the arena. It is an event. It is an event. It's a chess boxing event. Check the description. Check the description. All right, we're going to play another gambit here. Oops, let's zoom in on that. No, we're not going to play another gambit. Okay. Here and here? I don't know. I'd love to do them both. Oh, wow. Okay, well, this is kind of like a free pawn. But this, a6, right? It's kind of questionable there how I win even a pawn at all. I probably in that position am best off just kind of pulling back. Okay, I mean, I'll take... It's kind of weird, because, like, by giving them king takes d8, then they're defending things. Alright, let's just play with d5. Because they're going to play a6, right, to replace that? Was this almost a good idea? Then I'll just come back here. And now they got to go to knight b8 or knight a7. Because knight b4, you're trapped. Yeah, knight a7. It's almost like they're in preparation. But, okay, yeah, they play g6, f5 here. Bishop g4 I don't like as a decision because that bishop seems valuable to me, and now it's going to get traded for one of these dudes. Should it get traded for my knight or for my bishop? E1, knight g5. Okay, let's go to g5. It's kind of an interesting move. Just kind of forward. Gives the ideas after h6, maybe queen h5. Seems a little spicy. Okay, but light square bishop trade is advantageous for me. I'll explain that in a moment. Knight h3, compelling idea just to play f4, but so is this. g6 back, bishop g7. No, I mean, there's nothing to be gained there. The knight just really has to move. Unless there's some sacrifices, but I don't have anybody else. Let's go to h3, now that there's no light square bishop. So, okay, now they're able to castle with no hit on f7, unless there is a hit on f7. f4. It's an idea. It's an idea. Let's play this. Speaking of barring castling. Remember you have a knight on a7? Well, your rook will have to be there. Okay, g5 is a good move, because I wanted f4. Actually, and I might have just lost my window to do it. And g4 can trap my knight. So those are all considerations. So let's play f3 so that doesn't happen. Okay, but by the way, where are you castling? So now they can go this way. f5 played. Let's play c4. Or, no, let's play knight. Because g4, right, takes... Honestly, it's fine. Let's play c4. I'm not really scared of any of this. Remember that, like, I can go queen h5 check if you just kind of are really messing around a little too much. But they do have this, yeah, point that they can go f4. And, my knight and my bishop both want this square, so it's a little awkward. It's a little awkward. Do I do this? That's crazy. No, that piece is so bad. I don't love the way I played this, but whatever. Knight g6, knight f... Well, I would play knight f2, but I think the hit on g5 right now is pretty annoying. So let's play b4, try to play c5. Because they want h5, and this is annoying. So until they deal with that, then I'll come back. h4. Let's go with some breakthrough here. Some breakthrough. Rook c1 mayhaps. Okay, now I have 2 to stop this. Oh. Well, knight takes, I mean, I have knight f6, which they can't blunder, but it does open the file. So let's go with... Let's go with pawn takes. I mean, they could give another pawn, but it's fine. Another one. G takes f3. Should be okay. So here, should I just play with h3? I need to get my own idea going. I need to have my own thing. I can't just make it so easy for them to castle and bring all the resources this way. I don't think they had to give this. I think they could have just played h5 and then g4. And they would have had a serious idea. I'm not sure what the point of this is. f3 is not really happening anymore. Do I play c6? But there kind of needs to be a king there. c6 takes here. Maybe I should just bring out a piece. Let's play like a4 so I have some weird resource. I'm not so sure how to... And maybe I take away the b5 square. Yeah, knight b5, knight d4 was an idea. Knight b5, knight d4 was an idea that I just took away. So knight takes d2 would be nice. I'm down 2 pawns. Yeah, their position was good and they could have crashed through, but now it's just not really going to happen for them. This shouldn't be so hard to deal with. Let's go with rook a3. Rook a3. This weird sort of defense. I mean, this is a useful move in a lot of regards, also because like the c file can be good. How to recapture pawn. Yeah, because they can't castle, because c6 will just kill them. So then it's like, what do you do? That's a good spot. Tis a good spot. Let's just kind of go here. c4? Is that so crazy? I don't think you can take it. Like, my rook comes across. Maybe someday I'll actually have my own idea. Let's defend stuff. Like h2. Okay, 31 seconds with no increment. Oh, rook h8 was smart, actually, because I was looking at c6 takes. Okay, let's just get these queens off the board. Because we're a couple pawns up. And not that my king was actually in any danger. I mean, probably like their king was in more danger. But we're just playing it real safe here. Let's bring our knight into f5. Trade. Rooks. Let's trade off for... Yeah, rook c3. Oh, wait, do we have increment? I still can't tell. Is my time going up? Let's go take. King up. Oh, wait, they shouldn't have done that. They should have certainly kept that on the board. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, wait, what if they didn't take it? Okay, I would have found a way through on the other part of the board. Presumably. There we go, now we put them in a little box. Okay, GG. GG. Yeah. He played a lot better. He played real well. He had some nice ideas. Okay, wow, someone's already won 3 games. And it's the guy I beat last game. Why are they so much quicker than me? Okay. GG. What's up, Ori? Lou? My brow? So many questions about how this position happened. Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm not sure that was my best played game. Alright, yo, we got 12 minutes left in this arena. We gotta fly. Give me a game. Give me a game. Oh, hello. Hello. Thank you, L3. XAS, thank you for the follow. Alright, am I doing something wrong here? Because I typically play them on Lichess instead of chess.com. How have I only played 2 games? And some people are on their 5th game. Pulls. Give me a game. By the way, let me update the description right now, but this event is to raise money here. I mean, yeah, I can give it with my page, but so check out the link in the description. It's to raise money for Team USA Chess Boxing, which is a fully tax deductible donation. Check that out in the YouTube description there. And a link to... Yeah, this is being streamed on Chess TV by my man Matt Thomas, the head of Team USA. And I also have the link to join the arena if you want. What is going on? I think... Is it giving me a game? There's 4 games going on. So, 3, 6, 9. But there's 10 people, so there should be one other person that is just refusing to pair me against. I love watching you play Endgames. Talent envy. Aw, that's sweet. So that's why they call me Endgame Man. Yeah, that's really sweet. Alright, what if I hit cancel next game? Give me something. You're killing me. Okay, game. Beautiful. Let's play... Okay, whatever. Double these pawns. That's why they call me doubled pawns, man. Let's go here. Especially if you're not able to achieve c4 like that. Ooh. Yuck. How ugly was that? That's disgusting. I didn't want to have to see that. Why is your knight on c8? No, I'm not even going to let you play d5 anymore. En passant. Now your pawn will be here forever. I want you to think about what you've done. Let's go here. Yeah, we're going to attack this pawn. We are going to attack this pawn, and you are going to have to struggle to defend it. I've got lots of fun things to do. Here, here, here. Wow, this got so many cool places it can go. Okay, let's just go to b2 for now, maybe. Okay, could not care less. Advance. Now we're gonna... Look at all my pieces. Look how pretty they are. Look how pretty they are. Ooh, look how ugly. Alright. What do we got next? I could go like bishop a3. The thing is, they need to get rid of both of these guys to open up this. What do we think? Do I just lose something with f5? Let's go here. Let's go here. I was gonna go like here, like be like responsible and attack the pawns, but maybe we should just attack the king. What's my next move? Knight g4. Yes. In fact, any knight move is a good move right now. Like knight takes c6 even, because then queen e5 threatens mate and picks up the rook, which is unprotected. How do you see tactics like that so fast, William? Well, I'm so glad you asked. I always look for unprotected pieces in my opponent's position. And that rook on b8 instantly raised alarm bells in my head, because nobody protects it. So I'm thinking about ways to win it. I was already looking at checkmate ideas on this diagonal. So boom, boom, boom. 2 and 2 together. Move that knight. Move that queen. Attack the rook. Attack there. Something like that. Take queen e5. Just got to check it, and it works. But I had even better. Like knight g4. Threatening to take here or here. And now it's going to be here. Knight g5 check also good. Queen e5 winning the rook in this position. But does this win the king? Yes, it does. King takes here. Now we can win the queen. Take, check, take. But do we have even better? Oh, and they resigned. Yeah, we did have even better. It was going to be knight g5. Okay, GG. Yeah, doubled pawns. That was all about doubled pawns. You're right. I like black in this position. The issue was these pawns here, and the bishops weren't very good. That was the problem. e5, e3. I don't know why that happened. Why didn't you accept my gambit? Okay. That seems weird. Very sad. Nobody has wanted to take the gambit man's gambits today. Gambit glasses. Gambit glasses come on when I gambit. So far, we've just been attacking for free. Alright, I wanted to go here and have this diagonal unblocked by d4. And I think we've achieved that. d4 take. All good. If they recapture, yum. If they take here, then yum. And that's a very important yum, because if queen h4 and there's no block, then it's very yum. So, achievement unlocked. Yeah, getting this diagonal is everything. This diagonal is everything, and in fact, just to underscore that, I'm even going to be like, no, you will not kick me off of this diagonal. It is my art, my pride and joy. I mean, anytime I see f4, whether it's a King's Gambit, whether it's like a Vienna, whether it's the first move of the game, I'm thinking, let me put a bishop there, and let me make sure that does not get blocked. And that's what we're doing right now. So let's take on f3. You are not getting in the way. And I'm just going to keep the king in the middle, and it's even worse than you think it is. However bad you think this sucks, I promise you it sucks a lot more. Yeah, dc5, yeah, I take that, and then rook g1 and check. So that's not really an option. Bishop f3 forced. Ooh, I think you should have listened to me. But, I mean, I understand what they're trying to do, because this bishop is very strong. But, yeah, we're going in here. So, the problem for them, yeah, bishop f3, bishop d4, and then maybe they take d5, but it's ugly, because you're stuck in the middle, and then I'm just going to get out of the middle, and then I'm going to kill you in the middle. So, I don't think that was so good either. I think you needed to get out faster. Like, for example, d3, I think you had to play, I think you had to get out ASAP. Okay, king d2, I mean, this might just be the end of the road. I can just check and repeat while I think about things. I can, yeah, let's do that. King e1, and I think we might just come right back. King e1, take, bishop e3, d4. This is what I'm saying, guys. We're attacking, but we're not down anything, so it's not a gambit. Not a gambit. Check here, check is what we want, and then to take the rook with the king blocking the queen's defense. But check here, check, bishop t3. Then queen f4, is that progress? Then king e2 is not playable, so king e1 becomes forced. Then we come to h... okay. So we can do all this just to drag the bishop to d3. Like, check here, check, king e1. We have the same position with the bishop on d3. Then we go, check again. No, I think it's a little ridiculous. Let's just take this pawn. Because bishop e3 I don't even think is a good move. Just d4 I think kills you. No? Am I wrong? Because now I castle into this. Did I miss something? There's bishop g4 check, but I just step over. And then this is just nasty, because the piece that's being attacked and is pinned is actually the most critical defender. So that's a very awkward designation. This here... What's up? What arena am I playing in? It is the Chess Boxing Giveaway Arena for Team USA Chess Boxing. Come win prizes. It's being streamed on Chess TV right now. That's why they call him the Check Man. Exactly. E2, but this is what I'm saying. The bishop can't just be defended. It was defending. It is a defender itself. Also, check here. Things just... yeah. It's tough when your king's just like that. It is tough. It is tough. He gets 2 rooks and a pawn for my queen. How did he get my queen? Yeah, we're just crashing through. I mean, we could trade queens, but we could also just, like, kind of keep them on the board to win quicker. Okay, but we could trade queens. Today I boxed. I've been going every day. Speaking of chess boxing. And it was my second day in a shoe. Yesterday was my... as opposed to going in a walking boot. Yesterday was the first time I put on these Nike trainers. The left one. GG, by the way. Oh, are we done? Oh, we're done. Oh, wow. Shout out to Zach Perkowski, who just flew through the arena. I won the first game against him, but he won his next 5 games. And just crushed it. My guy just crushed it. So, thank you all for joining. I might just keep streaming right now. I'll just keep streaming, but against, you know, maybe people closer to my elo. Let me go to, actually, Matt's channel. Oh, what's this? I can knock? No. Alright, let's keep streaming some chess. Yeah, he posted the link here. Oh, shout out to Mr. Carl Pickering for the donation. But yeah, if you support here, our expenses and everything to compete in Serbia for Team USA, and particularly mine, it is, well, it shows up here, which is really good. And it's completely tax deductible. So, it doesn't even really cost you anything. But yeah, the link is in the description. And really appreciate it. So that's what this was e4, organized by Matt. Okay. Why don't we just play chess? Imagine playing chess. So, let's get a 3-2 game going. Okay, this is 3+2. Push cast gambit? No. Huh. Gotta keep the knight out of here. Not clear to me what they're doing with their king, which way they're going. Potentially we just kind of push d5 if they're just messing around. If I go here and even then d5? I think d5 right now is actually playable because take, queen b6. Then the bishop is under attack and f2 is under attack. So I think that would be a mistake to take it twice. Also, they can't just play bishop b3. Yeah, so they have to give me this entire center. Bishop d5, bishop queen b6. Then, as a result of that pin being broken, the bishop is under attack. And as a result of my queen being on b6 and them being uncastled, right, rook would have dealt with that, but f2 is under attack. So they got a little cute delaying and castling here, trying to get me to guess. So yeah, they had to do this. They had to give me the center and then come back. Now can I just run them over? That's the question. Also, queen b6 is interesting. Can I just eat it? Okay, e4, take. What do you do? Let's say... Ah, that's actually a brilliant idea. Because once this knight moves somewhere, then I have bishop takes f2. Again, because the rook's not there. King f2, knight g4. Once that bishop becomes unprotected by the knight, making that move right now, then this tactic will work. Okay, oh yes, so they had to come here. They had to come here blocking my bishop's path. Yes. That makes sense. But now... Okay, so now queen b6, c3. Yeah, okay, wait, I like this. Let's keep playing with them. Can they play de4? Oh, this is good. So we freed this from the pin. de4, knight e4, because de4 defends the knight, which is otherwise pinned to the defense of f2. So de4, I think, yeah, good idea, but now let's go in with knight takes e4. Let's keep the pressure on as much as possible. I'm aware that I'm leaving this hanging, and that I'm really flooring the gas pedal here to try and get him right now, rather than just, you know, take a good position. So queen takes b2. I think this is strong, because I don't think you can take d5. Yeah, so they had to castle, because I think the check was too strong. So my idea was like knight c3, and then... Oh, I didn't have knight c3. I didn't have knight c3. Okay, that's fine. Let's just go... Okay, gotta defend this. I don't know why I thought I had knight c3. Let's just go here to protect. I think it's a pretty solid pawn, though. I mean, they can't even go rook b1. So, not only did I not go fishing, but it's also, like, a good pawn I took. Like, this would be a nice structure for them. That is potentially a problem, though, because of rook a2. So, now I think knight c3 is pretty obligated. Take, knight b5, queen b4. Should be fine. Some movement. Okay, let's just take it. It came out of a decline bush gas. Yeah, the queen did get a little short on squares indeed. Oh, wait. Oh, c3. Oh, I forgot about c3. Ugh. Sucks. Totally forgot about that. c3, my bishop couldn't stay defended. Damn. Yeah, that did not go the way I wanted it to. That did not go right. Alright, what if we just go all-out attack? Go take my rook, and we'll just see if we can come across and get him. New plan. We're gonna gambit this rook. And rook h5. Okay, maybe that was a good idea for that reason. Let's go here. f3 is good, though. Yeah, that was... missed this. Somehow my queen got in hot water. And I didn't do it right. Okay. No, GG, GG. What went wrong there? What went wrong? So this was actually all very well played, even flawlessly so. 85 a little bit better. Should have taken now. Why? Okay, no, that literally transposes to the game. Okay, everything I did here was correct. I actually only... this is tough. This is what I'm saying. What I say about move value very often, actually. Everything I did was right to this point, but you can see there's one move that's minus 0.2, and the second best move is plus 3. So it's just so important to get the right move here, and that move is this. Which seems like you're walking into a fork, but then it works out because of something really confusing where you hit this and this, and then you have a tempo on the bishop now because the pawn moved. So that was the move. And if rook a2, then... because it traps your queen, but you have here, and now you'll have a way out. You'll have c3 if they take with the queen, and you'll have e5 otherwise. But, okay. Damn, like, it's that's tough. That's tough, because we did everything right to this point. I mean, a more practical choice was probably this. Because that way, okay, we give the pawn back, but you still have, like, a really nice position here. Okay, tough one, tough one. And they took advantage of my error. Bishop g4 was... really tricky move. Alright, let's go next game. Alright, 10-5 is a little long. Let's go new 3-2. Yeah, that was a tricky one. Queen takes b2. Honestly, I didn't even see bishop b3. So, you know, I should have gotten my queen out of danger. Absolutely should have got my queen out of danger. Okay. I got a 3-0 game immediately. Alright, we're playing IM. Yeah, sometimes I just never get 3-2 games. It'll just pend indefinitely. That's forcing me to play 3-0. Alright, this IM playing like this. Let's go with f4. Yeah, double pawns should be not the best. Should be not the best, if I understand these positions correctly. I want to answer f5 with e5. Now we've jammed this in. Now c5 should be a problem. If you ever play d5, I'll attack it. Is this... surprised they're so welcoming of it, honestly. e6, knight moves, and hg5. Let's just play like here for now while I think about a couple things. Oh! Did I just blunder take an e5? Oh my god, I did. Takes and queen d4 check. That's annoying. Takes queen d4 check. Come on, William. Takes, an 85, an 85, queen d4 check. It's not even that hard to spot. Takes, what am I even going to do? So I want to attack c5 at least. Stupid. Okay. At least attack here. Damn, that went from being a really nice position to a really big mistake. Bishop f4, queen f6. Alright, let's just trade on rook e1. Gotta work on these points here and here. I think bishop d6 is a good move, honestly. Or else I'll just target this guy with like b3, knight a4. Bishop d6, where would I go from there? Do I do this? But then what? Alright, let's just keep it solid. Look for these ideas. Yeah. No, I mean, I should just put my king on h1 early. Like, if you ever play f4, putting king on h1, definitely recommend. Definitely recommend. Knight e4, bishop a6, bishop e3. Yeah, we're in time. So, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Queens, no queens. Pawn blunder, no pawn blunder. This pawn is always a target. It's always there for me. I could even, you know, try to do this. Knight b2 or key 8, knight c4, bishop c7, or bishop c3. Let's just target this guy. I guess that's a kind of a make the most of it kind of move. I like b takes. Oh yeah, it's 3-0. It's not 3-2 anymore. So we really got to pick up the pace. So let's work on that. Bishop c5 would be a good choice. In fact, I could have even done it last turn. Because now they have bishop c7 with the rook not there. I could have even done that last turn because it takes you out of tempo. They have no moves to invade. Yeah, they really have not a lot to do. Do I have a lot to do? I should play bishop a3 in here, shouldn't I? But why did I put my king there? That was, like, really dumb. That was, like, really, really dumb, actually. Because this, which would have been a good idea, is now not as good an idea. Okay, let's just be quick. Because they're just making moves that are nonsense. It's an idea. Bishop a5 annoying? No, not even. That was brutal. Let's come here ish. Oops. Alright. Maybe you could have tried for one of the dirtier flags of all time. Let's see if he wants a rematch. No. Okay, yeah, I mean, we're fortunate to draw that. We're fortunate to draw that because we made that one big blunder of hanging this pawn, after which... I mean, we really worked our way back into this game. What did I blunder here? Bishop d6 and e4 now. Yeah, I guess once my knight gets driven... That was my problem. I think my knight gets driven from this square. And then there's e4 as a result. But apparently I should have lost this. Take now. That's a nice little trick. So knight takes, this is hanging. Rook takes, this is hanging. And the point being, we'll just keep the bishop pair. Because in the game, I mean, yeah, I should be losing here, but then they just go into an opposite color bishop endgame. Right, but if they don't, well, a2 is hanging. I don't know. We were both very low on time. But of course, okay, once they take this, this is all drawn. Okay, I think we're generally fortunate to escape that one. But yeah, this position should be very, very nice as long as I just don't blunder this. I think, yeah, the order they played it here, I did have e6. I was like, oh, I'll just play e6 next turn. I did have e6, and then it's an interesting idea. h3 to try to play g4. So let's say they just do something. What's the point? Here, bishop a6. Stop c4. Thinking h1, you want like rook g1. Run the knight out of squares. No, actually, that's not true. g4 is not the point. The point is just to prevent the knight from rerouting. So between this and this, you've just kept the knight completely out of the game. So the knight just can't come into g4 and then say f6. So it's just completely out of the game that way. And then maybe knight g5 at some moment. But then otherwise, yeah, they shouldn't really have any play on the rest of the board. Okay, cool. Learn that for next time. Play another game. New game. Let's get... Okay. Got another 3-0 game. This is a little surprising. I don't know where your knight goes. h5. I guess they knew. Are you not kind of running out of squares if I can just control f4? Take, knight d5? Threatening g4? e6. Whoever this person is, they know a lot of theory. Honestly, this is an interesting move to me. Just kind of trying to throw something out, trying to untangle this. Okay, we gambited that pawn. And on knight d5, although it's actually trapped here, which is a very quick realization on their part. A very slow realization on my part. Okay. Knight... I can't just give e5 like that. It's got to go here, but I wanted to trap this knight. I didn't want to trade off for it. I wanted to trap it. That was my whole point. Here takes knight c4. This would be huge if it worked. Take a1, knight d6, and then win there. It's like king e7. But the line's not going to work. Okay, damn. Well, okay. a5, g4. Queen g5. Alright, fine. Spending too much time. This is hanging still, and we'll just grab it. Position's good for me, honestly, now. I don't know why I underestimated it so. We had to deal with this. Position is... Well, it's hard to say. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. Take. Okay, whatever. Let's trade. Thank you, Jury Goose and Underdog, for the follows. Oh, we're low on time. Alright, what do we got? Stack? Sure. Yeah. Could have played this better. Could have played it better, but I didn't. And instead we're just down a lot of time. Is f5 coming? Yeah, but it's fine. Just come back. Keep attacking here. Stack them all. Stack them up. Is this good? It takes check. Make something happen. Okay, we're down so much time for a non-increment game. That's crazy. Just gotta come back. Yeah, I don't like where my king is. It's just nonsense checks. Make things simpler for me. It's 10 seconds to play. Oh, wow, we're actually completely winning.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Wow. What a miracle. Okay. Oh, non-increment chess, man. It's really dumb. But that's the thing. When I request a 3-2 game, I never get a game. I never get a game. Yeah, I thought too much in the opening. I thought too much. Sacrifice with the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you. Alright, let's also request like a 5-0 game. GG. Wow, I can't even get a 5-0 game. Alright, 3-0 it is. And I get one instantly. Everybody just wants to play 3-0. There's not one single person they can match me with anywhere else. Oh! No, that's not where I meant to go. I meant to go here. What? That's how much people are scared of my gambits? Should I play? No, what if I just leave it hanging? I'll just play quickly, leave it hanging. See if you want to take it. Oh my goodness. I have 9 lives. That's crazy. It's actually so funny. Okay, this serves some utility. I mean, it would serve even more utility there. I can't... Wow. It's actually really funny. That's real funny. I want like F5. Speaking of like this position. I'm going E4 and F5. Delayed Budapest. Yeah. I so don't want to help you. But what if I play like... Is that recapture interesting at all? Is there something to be said even a little bit? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my opponent's really scared of me, so they won't do it. It was also interesting, like, was that so off the table? Rook takes F2, takes E3, some material. And here? Bishop 4 G3. They're real scared. They're real scared. I mean, I don't want to help you develop this stuff, right? Okay, now takes Rook F2 and Bishop E3 is an actual threat. But if I take it, I guess there's Knight F3 still. Bishop would then defend. And then they take the knight cleanly next move after move by queen. No, that's not even really true. Because what about queen e4? Yeah, it is a threat. It is a threat. Rook f2, bishop e3. You got nothing to even defend your rook. Knight f2, g3 check is good. Knight f2, knight f3, queen e4. Then you... Yeah, are they asking me to do... They're like... No, knight f3 and now I don't have queen e4. Okay. Okay. Should I just bring out some other dudes? And should I bring the rook around? Well, you can see why I mouse slipped. Rook should be there. Knight f2, knight f3. Okay. Let us... Okay. B4, just gonna come back. Why not? And then D7 parries C5, I think. Effectively, also holds E5. Bishop here doing a good job, otherwise f4 would open up that diagonal potentially, but too much pressure on e3 right now. If you go here, I go here, knight g4, no good. I would, whoa, take it. Otherwise rook h6. Okay, you go there, but you're opening this. That's surprising. Yeah, wait, I think that was just a mistake. Also, I had bishop d4. No, why would you give me all this? Let's just hang out right there. So knight e4 is possible. But no, it's not. I would just mate you here. Just kill you right there. That's it. That's it. Rook moves, but no, it takes there. King can't even run d2. We got him. We got him. They were so scared of this. They were terrified of me. They were terrified of the Gambit man. Oh my goodness. You can never say... You can say whatever you want. You can play whatever you want. But you can't combine those two things however you want. If you say Gambit's bad, big number eval on Stockfish, but then in this position, you're the type to not even take the pawn on e5 because you're that terrified of actually accepting Gambits. And this happens to me, you know. People don't want to accept Gambits. And people also talk smack about Gambits. But it just doesn't make sense to have them together. If Gambits are so bad, why won't you accept them? Just saying. Just saying. Because you're gambiting all your pieces right now. Just putting that out there. Whoa. Hope you've had a nice trip. Whoa. Okay, keep coming. Come to Papa. Come to Papa. Come a little closer. G. Oh, what a fun one. Alright, let's have a look. Let's have a look. We had an 89.2 accuracy in spite of the massive hit that we took on this move. And then the next move also leaving the pawn hanging. Now, this was a funny one. Because, obviously, d takes or knight takes are good moves. It's an improvement on the Budapest Gambit, however you want to slice it. Because this is not the most useful move in the world for a Budapest Gambit, you know? If you want to do this, okay, absolutely, be my guest. But this is not a good inclusion for black. Knight f3 is a pretty useful move. So the fact that they still wouldn't even take the Budapest Gambit up a move, that's something. Also, knight takes e5 doesn't even do anything to your pawn structure. Like, your next couple moves can just be like boom, boom, boom. You should be okay. But they were that scared, so they pushed d5. And then, okay, the engine's like, wow, what a miracle for you. Like, defend your pawn like a normal person. And they're like, no, like, here, take my pawn again. Take my pawn again. It would be a big advantage for white. Okay, they should be able to still get away with this. Knight d3, clever move tempo here, and also making sure f2 is safe enough, and they should be able to castle. But they declined it again. They played e3, and so now I got to play d6 with my bishop on this side of the door. I played d6 without jamming in my bishop. It's on the c5 diagonal, which is nice, and a6 is a nice move for it, because it already has a beautiful little storage square should it get kicked in the game like it did. So that's exactly what happened as we, we jump forward. Boom, boom, we're going at him, we're going at him, we're going at him, trade, trade. Good stuff here. Okay, b4 happens, bishop a7. Rook f6, so we're looking at ideas like rook h6, trying to make h3 happen and take on h3. Okay, they should have a good move like knight f3 here, and then probably just anything defending your bishop to free the knight to make some sort of good move like knight takes e5, as long as the bishop is defended to hit the queen. Okay, in the game they play e4, which is not a good, like, okay, if I play f4, I mean, that's one thing, and then maybe, you have some defensive resources and everything, but okay, why wouldn't I just take that pawn, coordinating all my dudes right there, and it actually obliged them to play g3, which is an even less fun move, because once you play g3, well, you can never play queen g3, and you can never play pawn h3. So I attack h2, and I just win the game, which is exactly what happened. You got your pawn back, but then I got your king. I got your king. Maybe you should have taken, if you like pawns so much, maybe you should have taken one on the third or fourth move of the game. And then we just eat everybody, so that was fun. 2 pieces up, just having a blast here, bringing all the dudes out, bringing the queen back into the game. Come a little closer to Papa. We got all the dudes helping out. And we checkmated them. Shout out to my opponent for letting me put that on the board. GG. Subscribe. Play Gambits. Alright, let's keep that rolling. Accidental Gambit OP. Accidental OP Gambit. Can we get a 3-2 game or a 5-0 game? Either of those would be cool. Nope. That's not gonna happen. Alright, we sent out a 3-0 challenge. And got it immediately. Close. Okay, let's do this. Get some sort of imbalance. No? Really? Okay, put that there. Yeah, I mean, they're playing real safe, real solid. What can I say? Maybe I could put this here. Is that good timing right before they played e4? Were they going to castle long? I guess so. Maybe g4, g5. Maybe that was in the cards. Here. No check nonsense. Because you can't really take it so easily because of this. Should I play f5? I could. No real reason to. So it's got like a weird London setup, except... I don't know. I understand they're now really wanting to open this file because it has the additional benefit of forcing some awkward captures. Doesn't do a whole lot for me. I could play c5, but again, that doesn't do a whole lot for me. I mean, I could... Seems a little dangerous. Okay, let's take it. How do they want to take it? Yeah, bishop, right? I wanted them to go with pawn. If I play f6... and then e5 somehow... Not a ton to be said for that. Alright. You're playing white, you're allowed to do something boring, I guess, if, that's what you want to choose. Okay, interesting, actually. This is now maybe not the best piece, to be fair. AC4. Ooh. Now you have my attention. Okay. Alright, let's pick up the pace. Now you have my attention. Understandable. I don't know, let's just go for it. I guess they could put a knight here, but I want to play b4. They could also take it. I would just kind of grab these files. So, honestly, yeah, we gotta get rid of that dude. b4, c4 seems annoying, so let's just try to take that off the table. b4, c4 is not what I want. c4, b3. Still makes no progress. Okay. I need the 7th rank to defend. It's kind of too focused on just go, 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 get them. Instead of maybe playing a little bit better and a little bit quicker. Make some nasty threat, right? I need g5 in that position. No, I have queen f8. Yeah, it's true, technically. Alright, come on, come on. Let's lock in a little bit. Okay. What's the problem here? What did I miss? I mean, that, I guess. Let's just go. Let's be b3. Let's go here and here. I don't know. Let's do that. Let's do that. Why didn't I just take the pawn?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What? I didn't even get the pre-move? Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Alright. Play again. People at your rating don't play 5-0. Yeah, they never play 3-2 either, I guess. We have a London Crusher for 2 knight f3. We have that video. Check it out. The Grafe Attack. Check it out. By the way, Goring Gambit. Goring Gambit. Play d6? No. Why? All these Gambit deniers. You're just going to take a worse position? Because you're that scared? Like, I mean, come on. Come on. That's crazy. Alright. Your punishment is you don't get a bishop on g4. What are you doing? I was putting it on d3 anyway. I'm spending a whole tempi to keep me out of there. That's right. I'm going to be talking a lot of smack now because I'm mad at you. Never declining my gambit. Look how bad your position is. What, like, where do you even put this? You can't. Okay, put it there. Have fun. Have fun. I'll have fun over here, playing like e5 and getting you. e5, take. Maybe I'll put my bishop on e4 and get you. What do you think? e5, take. Knight d5. What do you think about that? e5, take, h5, h4. I mean, it's more aggressive than I need to be. Honestly, a3 is probably like a sensible idea to take it a little slow, but I don't want to take it slow. In fact, I want to take it fast. Let's get in here. So knight d5, I mean, just free... Oh, well, okay. Or even a free queen. Knight h5, I think you might just lose it instantly. Knight d7... g4, bishop b7. Also, like, here and here is strong. Knight g5 is even strong. It takes queen h5. What's the most strong? Okay. Bishop e4. Bishop e7. Like, something... I actually thought this was better than it was. Okay, let's just go with knight d5. If you trade everything here, then I take e7 and take b7. And after taking e7, part of my thinking was that Greek gifts start working. Take. I mean, I have, like, just, like, normal things I could do. It's also hard to make a move here if you're black. Because, yeah, trade everything on e5, and then take e7, take b7, right? It's just a piece for William. Otherwise, trade, check. King g8, queen h5 resigns. So you would need king g6 in that position. But then you should get toasted by like queen d3. So okay, they played h6 out of necessity. Take. Honestly, like I might just be able to take that, but it's so unnecessary. I think it's a good idea to just go here and maybe prepare that. Also, a good idea was okay. That was probably a good move. Let's come all the way back is interesting. Just because queen c2 and a mate threat here would be very strong because g6, that's free. Knight e5, they don't have it. It would work, but I can take check and then pick up the knight. So maybe they just helped me out. And queen c2 is what I want. I need the queen to be in front of the bishop to make a big threat there. And yeah, should be free largely. Let's play rook d1 first, instead of giving them any initiative whatsoever, like say knight takes e7, opening that up. I think that's what they wanted. Knight f4, yeah, it's actually a lot they get for the queen in this line. Takes. So knight f4 I would just recapture, and then my next move would be pawn to e6. Otherwise, they need to step off. They need to step off, and then I will just grab the h6 pawn. How does that work? It doesn't. It doesn't. You just blundered. Oh. Okay, I need to take like this. 4 is hanging. Yeah, we did it right. So we just got 2 pieces for the rook, although my rook is very out of the game, and I want e6 to be played. How do I fix you? Quick. Speedy. Oh, that was what the heck? What the heck? This is why non-increment chess is just stupid at the end. Because we played an accurate game and then just nonsense happens. But it's still true that your king is a mess. Oh my goodness. Ugh. I hate 3-0.
5.
Man. No, I mean, this is so dumb. It's +5 in this position, but then I just go in here and just get myself mated and the blitz out. Oh, well. Alright, let's play again. What's this? Quick scotch. Ooh. I mean... It is a free pawn. It's just like I'm not the type, you know? I'm not the type to just hunt for them. I'll just come back. In AC3, I actually thought I had an HG4 in my head. This is not defended. Yeah, bishop D3. Okay. What do we think? Bishop F4 and AC6. It's pretty annoying because of the pressure on F2, right? 84, okay, it was definitely possible. This is a good idea. Let's go here. F6 good move too. Well, let's just go here. I mean, if they can ever defend this and then just play H3, of course that's a disaster if I have to go here. But right now, I mean, I'm just trying to take it. Queen E2, I mean, we can just keep adding. They're willing to give me it. I also, like, F6 generated a lot of initiative. Queen takes, hits stuff. Knight takes D5 is their idea, because they can take this. So that begs the question, do I just go here? Well, they would take it, right? D4, and then win it. Let's just defend it. Right, because take and take. Too much time, William. Just make a decision. Okay, well, I don't know what the point was. Oh, Queen H5. Well, Queen H5, yeah. I had an H6, so they had to do it like this. Okay. C6, C5, C6, C5, C6, C6. Let's go here and here. We do have a bishop pair and more central control. This would be good. G3. Well, they defended H3, right? But they still choose F4. I want to put it there. I don't know. Knight D4, I have bishop B6, right? So, I mean, I'm really relying on that. But otherwise, is that even annoying to defend? Probably. I mean, I don't see how you defend it. Just got to step up with the rook. Okay, now Knight D4 is a serious resource. Should take it away. But what if I just trade lots of things? Okay. Yeah, bishop F2. It's not really on the table, but now it is. Knight takes A5. A5 was a problem before. It's a free pawn. That I missed. Am I lost? What? Oh, I didn't see that at all. How did that happen? What? Yeah, Queen F8, Knight F6. Shoot. Brutal. That was a dumb blunder. Alright, let's stop making dumb blunders. We got a bush gas accepted by this Brazilian FM. What is that? Okay, I guess D4. Take D4. It's not what I wanted. Let's just castle. Let's see what they want to do. What do you want to do? This is a weird little combination of moves. Okay. If I play here, I have knight d4 as well. Alright, let's just gambit another pawn. Pawn takes, I was going to go knight d4. That is my thinking. Otherwise, e5 here. d4 seems fun. And now we've got some squares to play with. We open this dude up. These knights are overloaded. This bishop's not able to get out so easily. Bishop g4 is like trapping the queen. You can't play f3 because I got lots of tricks. And then that leaves queen e1, and then I take, and then that's a brutal fork. So it's already on the table, and very on the table. Because now you've got to put something on e2. Ah, but you can put the bishop. Okay. You can put the bishop. Bishop g4, bishop e2. Okay. Yeah, so that was probably a good move. Knight g4. Knight g4, bishop e2. Queen h4. Maybe that's the sequence I'm looking for. And then overwhelm right there, right? But can you just play h3? Is this so crazy? Is this my knight in shining armor? Ha! That's so clever. Do you know what I think is a good idea? It's after d3 to play g5, and then after knight e2 to play knight g4, and then g3 queen h6. This is what I was looking at. Knight e2, knight g4. If there, oh, because you want to reroute to g3. But then h6, h3. If I go take, h6, h3. Okay, this was the sequence I was looking at. We spent so much time doing it. But takes and then check and pick the knight back up, and then I got something for it. But I put my pawn on g5. Which is en prix, by the way. But we're up something. We can exchange. Crazy game. But yeah, actually, I'm not a fan of what I just did to my king here. I don't know. I'm going to patch that up. We'll see. We'll figure something out. Yeah, it's actually not looking so hot. Can I bring you here? Maybe. Over key 1. Did I just blunder terribly? I did, but they missed it. I have bishop g6 now. They thought this was better, but this is defended. Okay, that could have been so much worse. Ah, that's not a fun square. That was not my only square. That looked like it might have been. Oh, that's so bad.
5, 4, 3.
We're getting killed in these blitz outs. We're getting killed in these blitz outs. What was the right idea here? Was this ever good? Ah, bishop g4, one move earlier.
3.
So that they... I play knight d4 just immediately. This was good if I just go takes...
3.
And then here? The game I just go up. This was actually a good idea. But I just should have played like f5. Instead I go for this idea to try to cash this all in. And I win with some material, but I've put my pawn on g5 and just... This would be a totally different story. But this is just, I think, very difficult practically to play. Okay. Not a good one. Alright, let's win one. Let's win one. Salmon sandwich from Australia, yeah. But that's not really where salmon are located, per my understanding. Alright, the bishop can't come out here, right? So... Maybe? Let's go this way or that with the king. This seems good. Actually, I quite like my position. Probably this way. And then let's go get him. Okay, king b1, so I don't lose this. Okay, g5. Well, what comes next, right? f5, e5. Alright, let's play f5. Because e5, then maybe I get that spot for my knight. Alright, this seems good. g5. Where are you going? Where are you going? Let's take it. And now attack it? How? Bishop or queen? Both are good, right? Yeah, regardless of where you're going with your king. Check g6. It actually does seem nasty. Provoke that, come back. Don't get trapped in there. Yeah, okay, this is certainly an achievement. I think d4 is the logical way to go here now with your king really in the middle. Although I kind of missed this, hitting here and here. D4 is actually really stupid. What are we going to do about it? Okay, let's just... Oh, this sucks. That's actually really stupid. Okay. Have to block that. Yeah, it could have been bad. What, really? Oh my god, I thought that was check. In my head, this was check. In my head, this was check. And I was going to take on g6. In my head, that was check. Why did I think that? No pawn? 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 Yeah, pawn. Alright, alright, alright. I like this a lot. I like it a lot. I think we go here. Get him over there somehow. Get him over there somehow. Six. I guess just that now, right? I need to stop it. I need to stop bishop f4. I actually had the compelling idea here of take and then check. I think the biggest problem was d4. But it... Okay. Bishop c7. What do you play? f4? I guess that is what you play. Okay. What do you got against this? Oh, I should have just gone HE3. And HE3 was a total miss. Total miss. Okay, but I think this is still pretty bad for white. Yeah, you're just getting crushed. You need H4 here. I want this diagonal, right? So do I just play like this? Just here, to go here, to go here. This diagonal has served its purpose, but the other one is enticing. You guys think I can hang on? Then this bishop will reroute that way for some pressure. Bishop d8. It's an interesting idea indeed. We'll do it when I feel like it. That's a good move, actually. I could just trade and take it. At minimum. Okay, let's do it now. Yes, I just want to get here. So rook e5, bishop g5, and just get me in there. Get me in there. This is why we wanted this diagonal. Don't be annoying. I need like a rook here or something. No, I didn't need your rook there. I needed my rook there. Yeah, don't come here, please. Let's go there. What do we got? That wasn't so smart. Not a lot of time, just one extra pawn. Mark E2 if they dodge. Oh, okay. Well, that was calculated.
Five.
Well, for a change, we had better blitz out skills. Okay, send me another rematch. Same thing. Okay, let's do something a little different. A little different. Okay. A 4-5, right? They backed F2 to target the bishop. Honestly, this might be good. Pawn takes, give me that square. F5 might be tough to protect. Oh, they have no interest. Okay. It takes, then the knight, other knight comes to E4, right? That's what I'm looking for. Alright, let's get going. Okay, dark squares might be a little troublesome if I don't do that. This should be really good. Should be really good. Oh, is that a good idea? F6. Well, the people there are allowed. Okay, I just need to get on this H line really fast. Queen e6, bishop h3. This... How do I get here quick? Just so king g8, I have an h6. This might have been an unnecessary risk. Because now what if you just defend like this? Queen h8, queen d7. Queen g8. Here. Do I just take stuff? Yeah, I don't think I had to take as much risk as I did. That's still not quite what I want, but we've taken some pawns. What if I go here? No, you have nice. No, yeah. 86 take. Otherwise here. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That is it. I should just take this knight. That's totally all good. And go. The queen. That was almost a solo mission for Mrs. Queen. She handled that herself. Any tricks like take and queen e3? For example, no, because I'll have queen e5 at the end of it. So that, no, that's way more complicated than it needs to be. Let's just swap the queens. Let's just swap the queens and go. Yeah, simple, simple, simple. Keep this simple all the way. Pawns on the dark squares if their light square bishop is the one supporting them, and yeah, we got them. Okay. It's actually a well-played game. That was actually a well-played game. Hey, what's my peak? Someone wrote, tomorrow is my peak. What's yours? My peak rating blitz is 2740. Right now we are actually under 26. So things fluctuate. Thank you guys. This was a pretty well-played game. We were better kind of the whole way. We're better. The knockout punch here is an HG4 to play F6. I mean, the H file should get him. Like, you know, we did a really good job building up this attack, closing off the central part of the board, and then focusing on the king side to expand. This wasn't necessary. I could have just played F6 here. Somehow I thought that sacrifice would be good, but it's not. I'm totally fine. So then they just move somewhere, and then I just need to just keep this on the board, and my queen will come over to the H line and kill him. That makes a lot of sense to me. But, okay, I went for this because I thought there was some knockout. And HG4 is actually a huge find, or else I'm just worse. Otherwise, like, the king can come back to G8, or they can even tuck in on the other side. So we traded off for that important piece and then found queen D7. Nice little infiltration idea. I guess if they go here, H4, and just try to defend like this, then, yeah, my rook just comes across to H1, and I will just kill him on H8. Right? I'll just kill him on H8, king F2, and here. And my bishop does a good job kind of just keeping rook b2 and all that stuff out of the way, so they can't do too much to me on the queen side with their rooks. So queen h8 was forced, but it gave me that idea. I think d8, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. They had to give the knight whole. This is very tough. They played knight d8. Okay, what I should have done was this, which makes a lot of sense now that you think about it, because king g8 is also not possible. So I blundered back, and they should have played knight e6, but they didn't. And instead I just had this check in here, and now they're toast, because they have to go here to guard g7, and then I just take everything. And this was actually a very nice move, because, you know, if you just do something, and there's like, rook takes c1, and check here, rook comes down, and maybe that could be like infinite checks or worse. So, really good to just, like, if you're going to win the endgame, then make it an endgame. Because then, you know, just give yourself an 100% win probability if you can. You know. Yeah, the exchange stack was smart because, like, yeah, this looks good, but it was actually completely unnecessary. F6 is with tempo, and like, yeah, like that's nice, but it's also like this rook is really, really good, and this knight is really not. As long as you know you do defend g5, like just keep it on the board even there, and then you know queen comes to h4, and that'll be the ball game. So this is really, really tricky to defend if you're black. Yeah, I mean, I got the same position, except I just took first f6. But f6 was with tempo. That's the key. f6 is with tempo on the queen, so, you know, I can move the rook next turn. But appreciate you all. You just got to 2600. Congratulations. Congratulations. Let me try to do the same. Let me try to do the same. Let me play again. Let's get back to 26. What we can do here is the Tate attack, which we've studied a little bit. We've messed around with this line. It's a fun idea to bring the rook across. D6 is a good move. E6 we can actually give the rook. D6 is a good move. But the thing is, the rook comes here, and now it's not so easy to just play bishop e7. Okay, so you play g6. And I'll just develop. Well, actually, I think part of the point is like h4. So, let me think about this. Yeah, let's just play d4 for now. I know part of the point is to achieve this. And if you play h5, maybe I'd do this. Maybe, just maybe. Okay, I can't put something there without losing c4. It's very possible that I did this wrong. But it's possible I didn't. It's possible I did. What do we got? What do you got? What if I just do it? What if I just do it? Maybe I'll need b3 to not lose this. Okay, this is probably a smart defensive resource, like take. The bishop comes to g6, right? Okay, let's just play a solid move. Arguably, this is hanging now, so... Okay, maybe you hang out here. King should be on f1. Just out of the way. It's not like we were castling. C5. Bishop h6. I mean, take bishop h6. I guess you have bishop g4? Take, queen takes, queen f6. Okay, let's do this then. Let's do that. Then we might have our big idea. They know what's coming. Yes. Why not? Yeah. Knight takes. What am I missing? Bishop f3 is also a good move, just targeting here. But I want knight g7 and just h5. If there's knight f5, maybe. We'll deal with that. That's check. So let's be not. Rook takes e3 is so annoying. Oh, that's not even what I meant to do. I actually meant to let go of it right there. It literally was a mouselet. I'm all over the place. Okay, they need to stop rook h7. Yeah, they actually did this quite well. Oh, that was so bad. Blundered something there. Blundered something there. If we tried to attack. I think if I went rook g5 instead of the rook takes g6 mouse slip, it was good. But I'm actually not sure, and I probably should have reviewed that. Okay, this should be nice because we are playing against... they throw in quick bishop g4. But we are playing against this pawn. Let's go queen to d3. And it is isolated. Let's... seems dangerous. It's dangerous, but very interesting. Queen e3. How do you actually block it? This is what I want to know. How are you actually blocking that? Knight b3 is what I should probably actually play. Okay. Let's just be safe. Queen e3, I would lose it. Bishop e3, I would probably also lose something. So that leaves king moves, actually. I think this is kind of interesting, though, because I will just pretend I long castled. However, they have queen b4, which attacks here and here. So, no. But we're good. We're so good. Because queen b4, I would take this. So they just go there. 84, I don't think it was working. All right, well, we're looking at a free pawn. Let's just be safe, though. And finally, some weird king shenanigans. We got our king to safety, and we can focus on winning the weak pawn that we established in the opening. There's some very weird king shenanigans. We've got everybody pointing at that dude. Okay, ideally my rooks would be here and here, but circumstances were a little different with the weird long castle. That could be eliminated if necessary. Honestly, I'm not just going to take this pawn and give them lots of counterplay down these files until the moment is right. For example, why don't we just stack for now? Why don't we just stack for now and bring all our pieces into the game? Like, I could, like, reach for it, but I'm not going to reach for it. He's just going to hang out here for a minute as we hold this solid blockade. What would be concerning to me is if they were able to, like, achieve something with rook c4 and then push d4. Okay, just take my idea, why don't you? Can I take it now? Take, but there's maybe queen g5 check. Do I want this? Alright, let's just go here. There's no bishop g4 nonsense. Rook c4, yeah, why not? It's no rook a8. I mean, I could just like not, but I could also yes. Could not, could yes. More pawns for William. Yeah, more pawns for William, because that will be pinned. That will be pinned once your queen is not there. And queen's hanging, so you can't just take it. Rook c7. Oh, did I blunder terribly? Yes, I did. I did blunder terribly. I think I did. Is this also bad? What's going on? I got a little too cute. Got a little too cute here. Do I take it? Maybe. What's happening here? Rook d6. Okay, regardless, we're both low on the clock. But this would be a nice endgame. I'd be up a pawn as long as the knight doesn't mate me on c3. This has been a weird game. I think that knight is a problem if it comes to c3. I think that's the verdict. I think, well, take here, knight e4. I would have to go rook d3 to keep it out. Then I would just go to b3 and clean up. If rook a4 here, then here, and yeah, we could come to d8 so I don't just get mated on b1. They go for this. That is a mate threat. No, rook a2. Wait, rook a2, rook d8, knight e8 is one of the crazier lines. Yeah, okay. They wanted to do that. Check. I can't lose like this. Takes rook a1, king d2. I lose like that. Take. What is happening? Taking a1. Oh, I forgot that was legal. I thought that was pinned. In my head, that was pinned. Ah, stupid. In my head, that rook was pinned. So, oh. What did I need here? I should have just taken on c3. Check here. I don't know what's happening. Do I have to... No. How do I not lose? Oh, what's up? I'm just looking at the chat. Wow, welcome, Raiders. Welcome from Moving with Matt channel. You're here with the Gambit Man, who unfortunately did not get to Gambit. The Gambit Man became play against a weak pawn man. So something like that happened. So this is relatively accurate so far. You know, okay. And then I go for this, which is ambitious. Engine would have wanted me to just kind of not take that pawn and just keep the positional edge. But we took it. And so some craziness started, although I'm way better if I just go here, which is an actual pin. This is an actual pin, and we can actually put pressure on this pawn. Instead, I'm just like, oh yeah, this'll work. This'll work. We hit the queen, and we're pinning there, and that's 2 pawns up. But yeah, as I noted in the game, rook c7, I blundered that. The queen is hanging, so that so she has to move. And with the queen staying on the board and not getting traded, then this is hanging, and they keep that defended. So I would have lost on the spot for rook c7, but I got another life here. This was wrong. The right move was this. Just, oh, with the fork. With the fork. Even though there's this? Somehow, yes. Okay. In the game I went here, and this was just such a weird position. I went here, but this was the move. Just clog this line, and I'm threatening this for realsies. And then if rook a8... then the bishop's not hanging because of this resource. So then they defend it, and then I should be up a couple pawns here in a really weird way. Instead I go here. This is still winning, but I blunder terribly with this check, and I lose the game. I needed this, and 84 doesn't kill me? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Everybody stays attached just enough, and we're up a couple pawns and should even win. But this, all of a sudden, I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm going to get mated. And if I take, then I will lose that with check. So it just kind of did not work out very fortunately. Okay, let's play a gambit next game for all the new viewers on our channel. By the way, if you want the... I'm live in 2 places. Let's play this knight g8 line. Wow. Okay, he's fast. Oh, this is Liam Putnam, yeah? Let's go here and here. Is this all prep? What the heck? How is this all prep? Okay, what if I do this? Are you still in prep? But, what was I going to say? Twitch is computer-sized. YouTube is phone-sized. So we're live in both places, whichever one you're watching on. Computer or TV-sized. If I take, if this check seems annoying, yeah? You gotta move your king now. Bishop d2. Okay. Somehow I feel like this is what he wanted, even still, but... it seems a little odd. I guess I don't want to allow that. Now seems like a better idea. Just f6, queen h5, yeah. Before he untangles, because rook f1 is possible, because takes rook h1 is bad. But this is now a pawn for me, because we have the pin. Knight takes e5. I don't know that he had better, but he knew the opening somewhat, so... Should I just go here and then e5 next turn? I mean, the knight's not even hanging, of course, but... let's... well, g5 is interesting. King moves. Take f4. Doesn't really get me anywhere. Alright, let's go here. I want e5, of course. I'm surprised he allowed it rather than a king move. Not that the king had any good spots to go. Would have blocked something here. Now a lot of pressure on f4, right? Of course, pressure here now as well. e4 kind of... well, e4 and bishop g4 could win the knight together, but it would just go here. Without achievement. So, just defend is fine. Gotta pick up the pace. That's what he's gonna get me on. If anything, it will be the clock. Okay, just keep bringing him in. Not too worried about it. Pressure here. There has to be a trick. d4, bishop d2. Take. I don't see it. Okay, let's just do that as an idea. This was a better move. No, it wasn't. What's the move here? Let's see what to do. Oh, this was right. Now I trade on d2 and take f4, yeah. Okay, that's pawn number 2. Uh-huh. No, we're fine. Maybe rook d7 was better. Yeah, 2 pawns up. Pretty clean. Doesn't have to take it. E7 is annoying. No! Oh, man. Oh, he's got it with just knight to e2. Yeah, I'm toast. I have to go over. How is this not occurring to him? I see 3 and a2. Trades here, king c5, king f2. Really? What? Oh. What the heck? It's not even making progress. Okay, now I have to promote. It's literally a draw now. Wait, I'm so surprised he didn't see the win. Oh, is this Liam Putnam? Just kind of assumed, I thought that was his birth year. Liam Putnam's an IM. No, but he's not 20 years old. He was born 2008. Oh. I don't know why I just assumed that. Okay, I thought this person was better than they were. That's why. So, I just totally had him then. In that case, we were just up 2 pawns for nothing. Time was low, though, and this part was not good. I mean, this kind of embarrassing I didn't win this. This is a -4 position. Just a clean pawn up in the endgame. And they have a weakness here. I mean, the problem was this fork. But actually, I'm already not winning. But I was fortunate to not lose. I think here, clean way was knight c3 and e2. And then come here and here. Right? This became a little confusing. I guess still winning. I'm not sure how you're supposed to do this, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think the thing you got to do is just go that way, right? Like when we made the trade, the king was on g3, but the king's here, then they are in time to win this race by a move. So, but we just danced, then they went there, and it's a draw. But just go this way. They went here, and now we are in time. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Let's play again. You like how I analyzed the game? I like how I analyzed the game too. What else would you get better? Bushcast Gambit? Want it? No, Mr. IM says no. What about now? Would you take it now? Free pawn, free pawn, free pawn. We're going to analyze the game after, and it's just going to be blunder, 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 blunder. Both of us every move. Me for letting him take on e5, and him for not taking on e5. Oh, he does it. Okay. Alright. It's not objectively good, but it's objectively fun. That's a good move. That's a good move. Because that was the diagonal I wanted to use. So. What to do, what to do. I might just like. Because d4 is coming, right? Not a lot I can do about that. g4, queen g2. Okay, here's one thing I can do. So there's no f3 at the moment. Because of the pin here. And then if I put my rook on e8, looking at maybe that spot. And if you put your knight on c3, then once d4 comes, my bishop can be here. Particularly now. Let's say knight c3, d4, and I come in there. So we gambited a pawn because we are the gambit man. Knight c3. So d4, knight a4, rook e2 seems good. I also like this move. I like both these moves. Let's do this. So we're threatening d4 to win a knight. If a3 right now, then rook e2. Maybe? I'm not sure why rook e2, like, yeah, I mean, it's definitely annoying. Let's say d4, but then knight e4. Alright, somehow I have all sorts of ideas. Somehow, it's just the power of a gambit. Just the power of sacrificing a pawn. It's just the power of sacrificing a pawn. Yeah, rook e1 here. So they play a3. What if I just, like, keep the pin? Like, I have rook e2, queen c1, and then, like, trade with vague follow-up. Let's just keep the pin. You don't have b4. If bishop a4, d4, takes e6. I don't think you want to make that trade. Okay, you play d4. Now you give me a choice. Which do I want? I like knight e4. Yeah, and I actually think you're in hot water, Mr. German I am. Because if you go queen e3, you're losing, because the rook hits you. If you go queen d3, then we trade and bishop e2. And you get forked. So where do you go? You can't go to e1, so you go to c1. But now I just take it. Do I want to land with the knight, or do I want to land with the bishop? If I land with the knight, that's fun, because knight e2. Can you keep my knight out of e2? You can play king h1. Then my knight goes to e2, then queen d2. You're probably fine. So let's land with the bishop. As we land with the bishop, that rook, you are getting toasted. Look at this. Your rooks are getting trapped. The power of the gambit prevails. Compels you. I can just defend c6 even, and the rook is still trapped. Okay. What do you think if I just, like, hung out right there? I can't really. The rook, and we'll never have rook b8. But, okay, I mean, this pawn is a pawn. The pawn is a pawn. Great analysis. It's true. It's true. Okay, why am I thinking of the most obvious move of the game? Just like anything. Anything was fine. It's just a waste of time. Waste of time in 3-0. I don't know. I have ideas that, like... I should just take the rook. Queen here was not necessary. F6 also just blocks this to take d4, so it was probably not a good idea, all told. But now if I can get... Well, this is interesting, because now I want to get to e1. Your rook is not there. So, take... Yeah, that was probably smart. I mean, I've left this kind of hanging out there, which could be tenuous. Like, queen e3, things can happen. But it's fine. I mean, we're just going to be up a piece. Also, bishop f3 was fun. Can I do this? Yeah, why not? Why not? Look, everything defended. Everything defended. Everything defended. Isn't that beautiful? And also, taking the rook. Rook e1's going to be a mate. We toasted this poor IM with this nasty gambit. You must accept the Bushgas gambit. You absolutely must accept the Bushgas gambit. Sorry, Martin Zumsande. Is that a German name? Alright. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. E4 here. Something we can do in analysis also is like just let you see those eval bars. Alright. So e4, e5. This is what I was saying also. This is what I was saying. Here, I'll show you this. Just blunders back and forth because they're not taking my pawn. Here, I'm being like, accept my Bushgas gambit. Here, they're being like, no. Here, I'm being like, accept my Bushgas gambit. Here, they're being like, no. Here, I'm being like, accept the pawn. They're like, no. Here, I'm being like, accept the pawn. And they're like, finally. So, the accuracy to this point is extremely, extremely low. That was basically the conversation that we just had. Sacrifice Master SRB with the follow. Appreciate it. Okay, so then we played d5. So this was a fun little gambit here, because now after takes, so we can force them to accept it. Also, kind of if they don't, like, what do you do? If you just play like c3, like a Giocoppinissimo, now I played d5 in one go. I never played d6. So I played d5 in one go, and now there's also too much pressure on e4, kind of to just let me take that and take here, and then pressure on f2. So you have to take d5, and then you give me just kind of like a nice, beautiful center. So you really have to take this pawn, and the engine wants you to. I mean, it wants you to do it every move. But the Bushgas Gambit is just so fun that it overcomes the power of that. And now after knight c6, I mean, I've played this a few different ways. Most people are taking this knight here, pawn takes c6. And it has the secret little benefit also of really jamming this bishop out of the game for the foreseeable future. And another thing I want to do, like if you just kind of do nothing, you can see, wow, just one nothing move and how much they eval swings, is knight g4, queen h4. And just pouring in here and here with these big threats. So for example, here, and you'll just lose the game, hit h2 and then f2, right? And that's just classic Stafford stuff. And okay, here, for example, h3, we've got like fun ideas, like boom, 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 boom. I don't know what's coming next. Like, yeah, rook e8. Their development's just so poor that, like, you know, the rook swinging around to g6 and taking here can just end the game because they have no resources to defend their king with. So, you know, they need that, and they just trade off their f3 knight, which would defend their king, right? You note that we really just took advantage of all that stuff. We used that square, we used that, we used the e1 square, because they didn't have the f3 knight, which is very important for defending the castle king. If you can get rid of that, it can make a big difference. It's hard to just play knight f3 right now, though, because this pin is pretty brutal, and then I'm going to follow that with knight d4. So I'm not sure you want to do that either. But bishop f4 here, probably the best of those options, because it keeps the bishop on this important diagonal, shielding the king, without putting a pawn on c6 that would otherwise defend d5 and really jam this guy out of the game. And also it would support d4, closing this diagonal. So I think that's the best idea here. I would probably play rook e8 and ask them to do it. The inclusion of these two moves probably helps white, because now you can actually probably play h3 and stop what I did in the game, which we should get to. So knight c6, take, and they just play a natural move, bishop f4, right? Which is very natural, because like something I want to do also, like if you do nothing, is like queen d6 resources. Like let's say, for example, bishop g5, right? Which makes a lot more sense. Let's say queen d6, knight g4, bishop comes here. Like I can start looking at the h2 idea, especially if like this gets closed. Okay, well, that was already a bad idea. But we can start looking at h2. Again, there's no knight f3, so this can be fun. So I like this delayed Bushgas gambit, accepted if you will. So bishop f4 played in bishop g4. So immediately we're taking advantage of the fact there's no f3. And we're trying to take advantage of also their poor development here. So queen d2, rook e8. Right, if they already had knight c3 here and it could just play rook e1, I would just be down a pawn for nothing. But, I mean, okay, they do play knight c3 here, bishop b4. And here they need to be very precise, and they weren't so precise. So they played here a3, which was fine. Bishop a5. right? So I could jump in rook e2, but we both kind of made the estimation here that my rook is hanging and my bishop's hanging, so I have to do this. But there's nothing so huge about that rook in a vacuum. They should probably be okay. And even this rook should be fine. So really, they got all their pieces developed in here. Like, yeah, their king is fine, which is really the bottom line there. So bishop a5, we keep the d4 resource on the board to try to win this knight. Here, they absolutely must find f3. f3 hitting the bishop, so taking rook e2 off the table, and after bishop f5 to play d4 themselves, right? Not d4. Here they played d4 right away, which is a huge blunder because it gave me an 84. What they needed was f3. Now that they can do it, right? There was no pin here anymore. My bishop rerouted to that diagonal, so there's going to be no knight e4. There's going to be no rook e2. There's going to be a tempo on my bishop, so d4 here. This is just totally fine for them. Otherwise, bishop f5 just d4. I can keep the pressure going here with something like c5, which actually looks pretty nasty. And dc5, 5, d4, right? So we can keep some pressure going, also along here, right? So, like, for example, we're threatening cd4, winning material. You can't take it. You will lose that. You played f3, opening onto your king, which you need to watch out for. So, always good to take advantage of openings onto the king. The king should be on h1 if you do this, if you move that f-pawn. Very important. So, d4 played in the game, and now we jump in knight e4, which is correct. Not rook e2, because they can just jump here. My rook is hit. Trade here doesn't really yield so much, and they would probably just trade off for it next turn. So in the game, knight e4, and we're using all of our pieces really well. There's no pawn on f3, so I will use that, and I will use that pin. Now you need to find the right square for your queen. Queen c1 is very understandable. The best was actually just to bite the bullet and let this happen, but here we are up in exchange. But they have a pawn for it technically, and their position isn't so bad. In the game, yeah, I mean, you can't go onto the e-line, because, like, takes here wins material. And, I mean, where else do you go? You can't go onto this diagonal, so they have to go here. And now knight takes c3, and bishop takes c3. Not only have we gotten our pawn back, and maybe another one, but also after the rook moves, we're getting that rook off the board. Here, queen f6 was, yeah, a weird choice, and, you know, I noted that during the game it was a weird choice. Nothing wrong with literally just taking this rook, and then just defending this pawn like a normal person. Rook e4 also a good move, because that one's a hanging pawn too. But okay, we played a weird move here, queen f6. So, looking at d4, looking at some ideas of attacking the king, but really bishop e5 handles things nicely for them, defending d4. My queen goes to g6, after which they actually had a great move, which was bringing the rook here, which neither of us saw. Rook b3, and now they're in a situation where they can really try to bring that rook to g3, which would be very nasty for me, because of the problems on g7. So we both missed that resource, after which I would have had to give this up. We both missed that resource. So they played here rook b7, which was a blunder, because rook b3 was way better, and also because it gives me... so they're looking at g7 that way, but they should have looked at g7 that way, right? Really creative, nice idea here to find rook b3, rook g3, looking at the pattern of where do you want your pieces. Yeah, so, but f6 deals with this and more, because once that bishop moves, now I have rook e1 without that rook defending. So in the game, they take c6, I take here, and here we're just up lots of material, trying to go takes and land the other rook to e1. Rook is still trapped. Queen e3 and e takes d4 is just nail in the coffin as everything stays defended. Some queen move and takes over here, and, you know, that's 2 pieces up. So GG, that was 23 moves, actually. It was all it took. All it took after they finally on move. I mean, I'm offering in the beginning, I'm offering that pawn like every turn. It was move 6 that they finally took it. Alright. Bush, gas, gambit. No, this is not an arena at all. It's not an arena at all. But okay, I appreciate you all. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Join the Discord. Well, okay, what you should do is this link tree, which is the first link you see. The first link you see, this is the full gambit repertoire. Any line you're even a little bit unsure about, there is an awesome gambit invented by moi that your opponent does not know. That's really, really cool. And you can just, like, here, what do you do against the London? Play the London Crusher 9000. Full repertoire right here, and example games in it. Play games, join the Discord here. Join the Discord, share games, opening ideas, and more with other people. We blaze new trails rather than just like kind of playing the same openings over and over. Also, notably, 9967 subscribers. 9967. Pulls. Help me out. Help me out. We are so close. We are so close to one more digit there. Would really appreciate y'all. Alright.